Peace, my lovely islanders. It is Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And today we are going to talk about Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Moon. So let's talk about it. And before I get into it, I would like to let you all know that I have a second YouTube channel called Time for Infinity. Whether that channel is going to stay that title or not, I don't freaking know, because I don't know if I like it or not. But the link for that channel will be in the description box below if you're interested in things such as beauty, diet, health, dealing with things like celiac disease, which I have, and being vegan, and sex and all those kinds of things. Then go ahead and check that channel out. Link for that description box below. Okay. And also give this video a thumbs up, okay? And share it, okay? Yeah, share it. And subscribe to this channel too, okay? So, Capricorn Sun versus Capricorn Moon. Okay, so let's start off with the differences between the Sun and the Moon. Okay, so the Sun is the masculine representation of the sign, and the Moon is the feminine representation of the sign. The Sun is more so related to the relationship you have with your father, and the Moon is associated with the relationship you have with your mother, okay? The Sun is who you strive to be. You strive to be seen like a Capricorn. But with the Capricorn Moon, you naturally are a Capricorn, okay? The Moon is your instinctive reactions to things. The Moon is your subconscious. The Moon is how you handle your moods and your emotions. It's your emotional body. It's also your hidden self, the side that you wouldn't readily show people. The Sun is more so associated with your ego and your overall character and your overall personality and how you want people to perceive you. So Capricorn. 10th house is Capricorn's house, right? This house is the house of career, reputation, and public image, right? This is also a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs, they start the seasons. Like Aries and Libra, they're cardinal signs. They start off the seasons. They're at the very beginning of the seasons, and they're really good at starting things. They're really good at initiating change and getting, a project started. So Capricorns, they can go straight forward. They're very bold and passionate when it comes to just going for what they want. But a little less passionate than someone like a Scorpio or an Aries, because they can be a little bit more cold and calculating. But we'll get into that later. Capricorn is an earth sign, like Taurus and Virgo, their fellow siblings. Earth signs are the grounded, stable signs of the zodiac. They're the builders of the zodiac. They're like the parents of the zodiac. And planet Saturn rules Capricorn. And planet Saturn, unfortunately, is the planet of restrictions and limitations. This can be a rather dark planet, okay? This planet puts a lot of restriction in your life. When Saturn changes changes into a certain sign, and whatever that sign is, it kind of brings out the restriction of that sign, okay? So if you have a Capricorn in your moon, this is not the easiest placement to have. And I would say having a Capricorn moon is a little bit more difficult than having a Capricorn sun. Okay, but hear me out. There is beauty to every single placement, all right? And so let's jump into it. So having Capricorn sun or moon, you are very, very, very concerned about your image, your public image, and maintaining a certain image to the public. You're also very, very concerned about your career. These people are very, very driven, Capricorn sun and Capricorn moon. But let's get into the differences. The differences between the Capricorn sun and the moon is Capricorn moon's a little bit more reserved. They're a little bit more private with their emotions and how they feel. The Capricorn sun can give you that heart-to-heart conversation. And I'm also speaking from experience. I've had Capricorn sun friends who are definitely more like, they need that heart-to-heart. They need to open up to somebody. They need to have at least one or two confidants. Capricorn moon may not even have any confidants because they really are very private about their feelings, and they don't want people to know too much about them, because although they may come off as very cold and cool, and stern and almost leader-like, they deep down on the inside can be very, very sensitive, okay? Capricorn energy in general, sun or moon, is very, very sensitive to rejection. And they don't like when people reject them. They don't like when people shame them or try to make them feel bad for who they are or whatever it may be. And unfortunately, it's a little bit too easy to sometimes hurt Capricorn's feelings, okay? And I think about, for example, Sam Smith, the R&B artist Sam Smith, is a Taurus Sun, Capricorn Moon. And I think about that song. I wrote it down right here somewhere, honey. I'm going to find it. But I know what song I'm thinking about. I think it's Stay With Me. I think that's the name of the song. And the lyrics, he said, "Why am I so emotional? No, it's not a good look, gain some self-control." You remember those lyrics? And so those lyrics are so Capricorn Moon, him being a Taurus sun with the Capricorn Moon, because Capricorn Moons are very emotional, but they're hard on themselves about their emotion, just like those lyrics suggested. Okay? Honey, snap them fingers, honey. I'm spot on today. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my notes here and put that Capricorn Sun and Moon are both, can be somewhat reserved, but Capricorn Moon is a little bit more reserved, right? Both of these signs are very, very disciplined. They value discipline, and they discipline themselves naturally, but a Capricorn Moon is more intense with that discipline to a point where they beat themselves up. And unfortunately, with a Capricorn Moon, sometimes they're more prone to having like mental illness than a Capricorn Sun. They're prone to things like self-mutilation because the planet Saturn is a planet of restriction, and it's in your moon. This is your emotions. Your sun can handle it a little bit easier because this is where your ego is. This is the light representation of Capricorn, okay? The sun, you got the sunlight here, right? But the moon is at night. So this is the more darker manifestation of Capricorn. And Capricorn already within itself can be a dark sign. All right. So Capricorn energy, you're very determined. You're very, very hardworking, and you're quick to seize up, an opportunity when it comes to your career. Okay. I gotta take the jacket off because it gets hot, honey, in this room. You're very quick to seize up opportunities when it comes to moving forward in your career. And I definitely, having a Venus in my 10th house, which is the house of Capricorn, I definitely can relate to the fact that Venus is like your relationship sign, right? And mine is in the house of career, meaning that Venus is, the love planet. And so this means for me that I have a love for my career. My career is my first love. Before I fall in love with a man or a woman, I'm falling in love with my career. Sometimes it gets to a point where I work myself so hard to distract myself from romance. And Capricorn energy is very strict. And so having a Capricorn moon, since this is the relationship you have with your mother may have been a very strict figure. Having Capricorn sun, your father may have been a very strict figure, right? Having Capricorn moon, you see your mother as very hardworking and very driven. And she may have been very hard on you. And also, Capricorn is the sign of maturity and older people. So having Capricorn sun or moon, you not only can be very mature at a very young age, but you are also attracted to older partners. So you may be, prone to dating older people. With this Capricorn energy, because it rules the public, right? Your public image. This Capricorn energy, you seek praise and approval from the outside world, right? Capricorn sun or moon. But this is more so associated with your ego when it comes to a Capricorn sun, okay? The opposite to Capricorn is Cancer, right? And the 4th house was Cancer. And Cancer energy is all about home and family. And Cancers, they get their security from home. They get their security from domestic things. They get their security from being around their loved ones, cooking for their loved ones, having fun in the home. They feel most secure in the home. Since Capricorn is opposite to Cancer, Capricorn, they feel more secure when they are successful out in the world. Maybe sometimes home isn't really the place that you feel most comfortable having a Capricorn sun or moon. A lot of people who have a Capricorn moon have struggled in their home life, especially in their youth. Things may have been tough in their home life. They may have had to take on really heavy responsibilities at a young age having a Capricorn moon. With this placement being the sign of maturity and old age, you can be very, very traditional, having Capricorn sun or moon. Somewhat old school. Some people may see you as like the granny of the friend group, or the granny of your siblings or whatever. You can be real old school. You like old things. Your fashion sense may be a little bit, what's the word? Vintage. You could be into like vintage clothes and things that are more older. And you have more of a traditional kind of old school view on how you want to go about relationships. You may be the type to be like polyamory. That's too modern. That's too modern mainstream for me. I'm more of a traditional being. I'd rather just be monogamous and be with this man for 6 years and marry him. And just, you can be very, very calculating in the way that you go about your relationships also. Let's talk about that. So when it comes to romance, people may, You could be like a very fun, outgoing Capricorn. But if you have Capricorn energy, you're very calculating of the people that you let in and out of your life. You may seem very free spirited and very fun loving, but you are very calculated about the people that you hang out with. You have very, very high standards because you're always concerned about your career and your reputation. And you don't want to be around someone that's going to tarnish your reputation. You don't want to be around someone that's going to bring you down a peg, right? So on the dark side, Capricorn energy can be very materialistic and like somewhat superficial at times. And of course, this is not going to be the case for every Capricorn sun or moon, but this is a darker manifestation of Capricorn energy. The darker manifestation could be that you are so power hungry and status hungry that you can be selfish and greedy and you can run over top of people or use people to get to the top. You may be very cold hearted. Some people may see you as so cold, or standoffish. And, sometimes you could be not interested in making friends because you're so busy wanting to be successful in your career that you don't really care about the recreational stuff, like having fun and going to parties. It's not really that important to you. And I can relate just with the simple fact that I have strong Saturn placements in my chart, a lot of strong Saturn aspects, and then having Venus in my 10th house. Sometimes I do deprive myself of socialization just to like focus on my career and money. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about money. Capricorns also take money very seriously, okay? They're very strict and methodical and rational when it comes to how they handle their money as well. And they don't trust a lot of people to deal with their money. I got a few famous Capricorn suns here that y'all might be interested in. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Capricorn sun, and he definitely had a lot of power and oomph when he gave his speeches. Capricorn energy can be very intimidating. Okay, Edgar Allan Poe, the poet, was a Capricorn sun, and this definitely, like, when I saw that Edgar Allan Poe was a Capricorn, I was like, hold on now, that makes so much sense because all of his poems are so melancholic and depressing. And Capricorn energy, as we know, Capricorns are prone to depression, and they could be the most melancholic and the most pessimistic signs of the zodiac. And Edgar Allan Poe, all of his poems are dark and depressing and almost eerie, right? I also got actor Denzel Washington, Muhammad Ali, Ellen DeGeneres, and I want to stop at Ellen DeGeneres really quick because there's these allegations that she's like a she-devil and a witch and that she's standoffish and cold. Is it ringing a bell? Is it ringing a bell, Capricorn? She's a Capricorn sun. And, a lot of times when Capricorns are going on the dark side of themselves, they have a tendency to become very materialistic, very cold, very greedy, and the stuff that I heard about Ellen, honey. Yeah, she definitely has a darker manifestation of Capricorn, but she has that Pisces rising where people perceive her as being this fun-loving, amazing, kind person. But because Pisces is a sign of deception, turns out she's actually this cold, rock, hard Capricorn personality underneath all that. Like, hi, I'm Ellen. Hi, I love everybody. Actor Anthony Hopkins and Jim Carrey are also Capricorns. And I want to stop at Jim Carrey. He's a comedian and he's very funny. Capricorn energy, like almost all Capricorns I've known have a sense of humor, and sometimes it can be dark. It can be sometimes really raunchy and like overly sexual. Like, I'm gonna have to be honest. But in Jim Carrey's case, he's just hilarious and he's very exaggerative with his sense of humor. And I've noticed a lot of Capricorns have a very exaggerative, like, especially with their physical bodies. I don't know what it is, but they like make all these goofy faces and move their body around and dance when they do their comedy stuff, I've noticed. And Jim Carrey, I remember him saying that he felt that he had to be a certain way for the world. And that was like during his time where he didn't really have like an identity. And he was just being who he felt that the world wanted him to be. And this is very Capricorn in the sense that Capricorns are always concerned about their outer image, and being what they think the world wants them to be. And so they struggle, and Capricorn, I think the best thing for you, Capricorn Sun and Moon, is to find that love for yourself. First of all, discover yourself, meditate and figure out who you are, and then find that love for yourself. Because a lot of Capricorn energy is prone to deep insecurity and low self-worth. Unfortunately, these people do struggle with self-esteem issues, and they may not ever let you know because they're just going to laugh it off and make a joke, or they're going to bury their hidden work. But either way, a lot of Capricorns do have issues within themselves as far as just feeling as though they're worthy enough. Okay. And I also want to, I wrote down intense anger because Capricorns, I've known a handful of Capricorns who have very intense anger. And I feel like the only sign that has like a, that can match the anger of a Capricorn is their Earth siblings, Virgo and Taurus, but especially Taurus, because Taurus is so freaking hard and bullheaded. And Capricorns may be very patient, but their anger is so scary and intense. And when they're angry, you can see it. You know, it's hard for them to hide it. Both Capricorn Sun and Moon are very much concerned about success and status. Having a Capricorn Moon, your emotions are linked to success and status more so than a Capricorn Sun. You just want people to see you as successful having a Capricorn Sun. You want that image of success having a Capricorn Sun. But a Capricorn Moon, you need to feel that success. You need to feel successful. You need to feel that you're prosperous and that you've made it in life, making the Capricorn Moon manifestation just a little bit more intense. Both Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Moon can be very, very hard on themselves. Yeah. Much like Virgo, I feel like out of all the signs, Capricorn and Virgo have a similar mentality when it comes to like getting the job done and you know, business. They can be workaholics because they're perfectionist and they just really want things to be done right. And they really want the recognition from all the hard work. And these signs really believe in hard work, honest, hard work. So when Capricorn energy is in a positive, if it's used in a positive way, you can be very, very successful. You know how to become successful. You know how to win. You know how to work hard and get to where you need to go because you're very logical and very rational and very calculated. And you can push your emotions to the side to get something done, or you can use your emotions to create something. You know what I'm saying? You're really good at using the tools that you have to become successful. That's the positive. But on the dark side, you can be so hard on yourself that you can self-destruct. You know, that you can literally destroy yourself trying to be successful and trying to you know, uphold a certain image. So be careful with that, Capricorn. Okay. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I love Capricorn energy. You know, I vibe with Capricorns. It's probably because I'm a Taurus and, you know, we got that earth energy going on. Capricorns make really good friends and are super, super loyal. Like they got your back, child. And they make really good partners also because they're very loyal and they have a very sensitive, affectionate side that isn't talked about as much, because people focus so much on the power hungry, status driven side of Capricorn that they don't acknowledge how sweet Capricorns can be and how mothering and nurturing they can be. Okay, with that being said, give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you enjoyed it. Share it, subscribe to my channel. I love you all. Peace out.